Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. If you saw my latest video, you'll know that I've got kind of a revamped and renewed framework / perspective on YouTube. And so this is chapter 1 of this new era in my YouTube journey, I guess. I definitely will still be doing vlogs and chronic illness stuff, and just like fun videos like I have been doing, but I wanted to incorporate a lot more in-depth discussion type videos too. I tend to like think about topics a lot, like philosophically or theologically. I love politics actually. I think it's so fascinating, like how there's so many different like ideas on how to like essentially tackle the same issues. I guess like my perspective on politics really is like we all value essentially the same morals, right? Like we all value compassion and strength and fairness and kindness, right? Like nobody disagrees that those are good or bad values, but we, one, prioritize those morals differently, and two, we find solutions towards those goals differently. I'm definitely more conservative leaning. That's not really a secret. But I would say there's really not a huge difference between conservative and liberal viewpoints. It's really just how we get to a solution is what kind of makes us different. So yes, I definitely want to explore more politics on this channel, but to rewind, I definitely am still doing the normal content that I have been, adding in some discussion, and I really want to be a lot more consistent here on YouTube for you guys. Historically, I do like a run of like a month or two where I post like once a week, and then I like run out of activities or like things that I think are like worth putting on the channel, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to make like really high quality, like very entertaining videos. So then when I have a week where, sorry, my battery thing. Anyway, so then when I have a week that's more like boring, I like just end up not posting a video, and then I'll end up going like months without posting videos. I'm just like, my life's boring right now, like nobody's gonna care, there's nothing to vlog. So I want to change that. So I'm gonna ask you guys to help me out. I'm planning on posting at least once a week, at least a 10-minute video, and if it ends up just being recorded on an iPhone, unedited, and just posted like this video and my last one were, so be it. I'm just really gonna try to be sharing my thoughts and not try to be so picky about the details. So if y'all help me out, I will do my best to stick with it. So without further ado, this week I kind of wanted to touch on a topic that kind of marries a little bit of politics but a lot of chronic illness, and it's something I think a lot of people with chronic illness struggle with. And I'm gonna actually bring it back to the catalyst for me wanting to share more on YouTube, and that is the death of Charlie Kirk this week. If you're watching this at a later date and you need a reminder, Charlie Kirk was a conservative political influencer, if you will. He debated on college campuses and had podcasts and all that kind of stuff, and he was just very boldly Christian, and it was just so evident in his life that he was following Christ, and just was a mouthpiece for the Lord. And he was just killed, assassinated this week, which has been really hard for a lot of people. But to bring it back in, Charlie actually was not a college graduate. He did have an honorary doctorate from Liberty University, I've since learned. But yeah, he never got a bachelor's. I think he went to college or something for like a semester maybe and dropped out. I'm not sure on that fact. But point is, if a man who made that big of an impact in the world didn't need a college degree, I think it's such a good example of the fact that a piece of paper doesn't necessarily determine your worth, even in the world of like productivity and economy and like jobs. Obviously your worth as a person isn't defined by your education, but I feel like when you're struggling to get a college degree, it feels like your worth as a future employee, your worth as a contributor to society, or your worth even just your own confidence in your own intelligence can really take a hit when the college degree that everybody seems to get so easily is not easy for you. So my backstory, I graduated high school in 2019. It's now 2025. It's been just about 6 years, and I'm still at least a year away from a bachelor's degree. Yeah, I've failed so many college classes. I've had to drop out, had to retake classes, and it's crazy for me because in high school and even just all of my life growing up, I was sort of the academic like nerd in the family. There was never this doubt that I would have any trouble in college. It was, oh, like, what doctorate is she gonna get? You know, like that was kind of my identity, was just being really academically strong. And chronic illness really hit me my first year of college. And so I didn't really have that like growing into it and like being able to learn how to cope with chronic illness and academics. I was sort of thrown into college and chronic illness at the same time. I actually took medical leave my second semester. Like I made it one semester and then had to take medical leave. Yeah, so that was kind of a lot all at once, and it's still one of those things where even now I'm not sure that I'm ever going to get a bachelor's degree. It's not for lack of trying. It's certainly not for lack of trying. I'm at my third university. I had to transfer twice. And I have like hours and hours and hours of credits that like aren't applying, and there's the bureaucracy of it all, and it just, I am so often like, my confidence is knocked a lot by the fact that I'm struggling so much to get a degree when a lot of people just do it in 4 years and they're partying the whole time, and it just like doesn't seem to be an issue. But like for some reason I consistently have issues where like I can't turn in assignments on time, or the professor's just like wildly unaccommodating, or I just like forget things. It's extremely frustrating. But I want to share with you guys that that doesn't determine your value. I'm still an intelligent person. Just because I don't have a degree doesn't mean that I'm not intelligent. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be an asset in a job or something. It's more of a highlight on the fact that even though we do have a lot of accessibility options now in college, sometimes just the nature of college is really hard to make compatible with the life of chronic illness. And that's not your fault. If you're trying your best, that's all you can do. And it doesn't mean that you're dumb or that you're useless or that you should stop trying. Just means that you got a bad set of cards like I did. So yeah, I'm not really sure where I want this topic to land, but really I guess I just want to talk about my experience with it and just to show you guys that, one, you're not alone. I'm struggling with it. And two, it doesn't make you less than. And I want to reassure you guys that there is so much value that you can give to the world that is outside of what a 4-year degree can give you anyway. There's so many things that can't be taught in a university. There's so many talents that you can't just read a book and get. There's so many things that make you that can be turned into something productive and workable. And I guess my final parting advice is that yes, without a degree, it feels really scary to like apply for jobs. And even if you have a degree and you need work accommodations, that can be scary. And I'll be honest, it does make life a little harder. There are going to be places that say no, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to find a place. You're going to find a job if you look for it. All it takes is one yes. And that's so many things in life. Even when there's 100 people telling you no, all it takes is one person saying yes. So try not to give up on yourself. You are valuable. And if you're trying your best, that's the best you can do. And you and I are in the same boat. So you're smart. I try to be smart. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you have any topics you want me to touch on, put it in the comments. And that'll be it for this week. And I'm excited to talk to y'all next week. Bye!